Even after the sub has been out of service for over 20 years, it maintains a menacing look. Hi, I'm Matt, and welcome to this edition of Borders on Budgets. On this episode, we are in Kaliningrad, Russia, at the Museum of the World Ocean, where we can take a tour of the B-413. Hi, I'm Matt, and welcome to this pack of matches, and thank you very much for tuning in. Seems like this should be on the Blair Witch. Next episode. Just a reminder, Borders on Budgets. Those oddly shaped poles sticking out of the submarine, they were used by satellites for the submarine's navigational purposes.
With nuclear warheads torpedoes. Yeah, it is secret today. No, not. Yeah.
So we're not breaking any Russian military secrets by taking a walk inside the B-413.
Today it's not secret. You are welcome to Russia. You are welcome the real submarine.
Here's an interesting sign. It says, "Hold your child's hand." Perhaps "duck your head" itself would have been too obvious. The B-413 is equipped with 22 torpedoes. However, the vessel is one of the smaller submarines in the Russian naval fleet. Upon entering this craft, there's a fan that circulates some of the air, and there's a waft of diesel fuel that even 20 years after the sub has been decommissioned, the smell of the fuel is still quite strong. Submarines are never known for having a lot of space, but it's once you start to crawl within the crevices and the corners of this vessel, then you realize, boy oh boy, you don't want to suffer from claustrophobia. So what is that?
It is best friend for sailors. And mask and 15 minutes and you.
A couple of quick facts before we continue with the tour. The B-413 had a maximum speed of about 80 kilometers an hour. It often operated at a depth of 200 meters, and the 8-meter torpedoes, they could strike a target at a distance of 20 kilometers. I don't know what Naberezhnaya means, but I think that means watch your head. Centrally post. The complexity of cables, pipes, hoses, and valves on any submarine would appear to be overwhelming. I consider myself somewhat agile, but yeah, let it be said, making my way or maneuvering through a submarine, it's a challenge. That this visitor's head almost touches the roof of the passageway in the submarine suggests sailors could have only had a maximum height before serving on board. For 3 meals a day, for a crew of 80, likely in shifts, this is a cramped caboose. I'm aware that submarines have to run deep and run silent, but the engines, they certainly would have had to make a lot of noise. The sound that's piped in for museum purposes, I'm sure is only a fraction of what went on in this room, which is the diesel engine room. This guy knows what he's talking about with his son. Let's ask him as to how the submarine works.
The boats work on electric battery. He may work 3 days on water. When battery finish work, the boat patch up out of water and diesel starts. And diesel work for recharge for battery, electric battery. When electric battery recharging, the boat make patch up page down for water and walk again 3 days.
The submarine had a capacity for 80 sailors and crew. I certainly hope their movements were monitored, because otherwise it would be chaos in the passageway. This looks like it's the mess hall for the submarine, but Mikhail says no, this room had other purposes.
It is table, and each officer eat, and a special table for operation, and soffit, appendicitis, and other.
For perspectiva, how much space a living compartment on a submarine contains. Just a guess on my part, but galbun does not mean throne in Russian. After a couple of hours in the submarine, I can now have just a slight appreciation for what sailors would have to go through when serving underwater. This has been another edition of Borders on Budgets. A reminder, Borders on Budgets, long-distance hikes, slices of life, not a lot of money. From the Museum of the World Ocean in Kaliningrad, Russia, thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Ooh, tunnel! It's a tunnel! Oh, how neat! Woo, woo!
Number 1, 2, and 3. These electric submarines are the nuclear submarines, period. It is children arms race.
Say, this torpedo tube is actually more comfortable than some of the hostels I've stayed in. Did you like this episode? Great! Help Borders on Budgets grow. Hit the subscribe button below, and don't forget to share this video with your friends who like military equipment.